Bad day for Ketanji Brown Jackson. Not only does she not know what a woman is, but now she's facing some serious backlash for her record number of dissenting opinions. Y'all like the video right here. Follow for more updates and check this one out.
Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson is facing backlash for her blistering dissent. So she wrote more dissenting opinions than any other justice this past term. And some critics say she's trying to play an outsized role on the nation's highest court. The New York Times reports Jackson was recently asked about what keeps her up at night. And she responded, I would say the state of our democracy.
I'm aware that people are watching. They want to know how I'm going to perform in this job and in this environment. And so I'm doing my best work, as well as I can do, because I want people to see and know that I can do anything just like anyone else.
Danielle Jackson, basically this is called for one. She wrote 24 opinions and more dissents than any other justice in the term that just ended. And she was in the majority of 72%. Now that sounds like a lot, except for that is the lowest number on the court.
I mean, we just heard her comment about her performance. If she wants to perform, she should go back to Broadway. It is dangerous for her to try to politicize the bench, and she was smacked down by her liberal colleague, Justice Sotomayor. She was smacked down, who said the president's executive order, was written to apply to the law, to reorg and focus on the application of the law. So I really think she's, out of her skis here. She really needs to focus on doing her job and not trying to be an influencer and talk about her emotions. She's there to interpret the law.
Okay, on that point, James, she said this the other day. I will say, forgive me, Justice Sotomayor, but I need to write on this case, and it's because I feel like I might have something to offer and something to add, and I'm not afraid to use my voice. That kind of goes with the clip that Dana just referred to from ABC last week.
Yeah, I think that clip kind of explains the whole problem, which is she's playing to an audience beyond the court. She's not so much making legal arguments as crafting sound bites for the New York Times or MSNBC. And then she actually quotes the New York Times recently as if it's some legal authority trying to smear the court, saying it's siding with moneyed interests, then admit she had no evidence for that. The fact that she should be apologizing to Sotomayor and all the other justices, and you notice they're not joining her. She does these lone dissents. The other liberals don't want to be associated with her because they're not really legal arguments. She said it was an existential threat to the rule of law to get rid of universal injunctions. Nowhere in the Constitution, didn't even exist for the first 200 years of our history, but this is sort of soundbite era.
Well, she wrote a dissent in the case about the nationwide injunctions. And Amy Coney Barrett, who I think has been fairly mild-mannered, she wrote a response. It was like, you don't even understand what you're talking about, is basically what she said. Carrie Severino of one of the organizations on judicial issues yesterday suggested on this air that Jackson should spend the rest of the summer revisiting the law. I'm like, that's unacceptable as a Supreme Court justice. That's not like going to summer school.
That's exactly right. And she's now been reprimanded by her colleagues. This is a problem. It is dangerous for her to do this from the bench, for her to politicize her position. It is not the intention of her appointment to the highest court in the land. It should not happen.
James.
Yeah, I think we may need a few more White House memoirs or maybe depositions to find out whose bright idea it was to appoint her to the court. But
that's the truth.
These are not legal arguments.
Have any of these books talked about that?
Not that I've seen, and I think we need an explanation. I mean, maybe we got the signal when she started out by saying she didn't know what a woman was. That kind of set the tone for the scholarship she was going to bring.
But just say Josh Dawsey.